On a brisk April Thursday, Marcus Hayes parked his gleaming black Lexus RX in the driveway of his three-bedroom colonial at 37 Maplewood Lane. At 34, Marcus had precisely built his life up to this point: an MBA from Morehouse College, a senior financial analyst job with Thompson and Partners, and now a house in the peaceful, well-manicured Crestview Heights neighborhood. After 9 brutal hours at the office, he'd nailed a high-stakes account for which he earned an unusual nod from the stoic Mr. Thompson. To mark Marcus's celebration, stopped off at upscale Greenleaf Market, splurging on artisanal truffle chocolates, ribeye, steaks, and fresh asparagus. Six bags of indulgence for an evening of well-deserved solitude. The evening air carried a soft breeze, rustling the budding oaks along the street, as Marcus opened the trunk and snatched the first 2 bags. He was halfway to the porch when a cutting voice pierced the serenity. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" Spinning by Marcus stood a woman racing across his lawn, pinched face set by a stringent auburn bun. She was in late 50s, wearing a worn-out teal tracksuit, holding a yipping chihuahua, looking rather like a gremlin than a canine. "I'm sorry," Marcus stated in good faith, bag still clutched. "Don't play innocent." She flashed her eyes, narrowing with over-the-top outrage. "I've been watching you. I know precisely what you're half expecting a prank show crew to pop up." "Ma'am, I'm just bringing my groceries into my home." He nodded to the front door, indicating his property. The woman, subsequently identified as Lorraine Caldwell, thrust her chin challengingly. "This is Sarah Mitchell's residence. She's in Denver for her cousins, and I'd know if she sold it." Marcus took a deep breath from the bite of her assumption, stabbing him hard. He'd heard tales like this. Friends profiled, strangers questioned, but his designer suit, luxury SUV, and immaculate property were meant to protect him. Obviously, he'd been naive. "This is my home," he stated, voice firm but steady. "I'm Marcus Hayes. I've been here 10 months. Lorraine hugged her dog closer, her lips twisting. "Sarah's my best friend. She'd never sell to the likes of you." The implied accusation hung in the air, and Marcus's jaw clenched. "To the likes of me," he added for her, the familiar burn of indignation building. "I'm calling the cops," Lorraine stated, rummaging with her phone. Marcus considered his choices. Retreat indoors. Argue fur. "Ma'am, I'm furthering my groceries," he replied, heading toward the porch as she dialed. "Yes. This is Lorraine Caldwell at 35 Maplewood Lane." She stated, her voice suddenly syrupy for the dispatcher. "There's a man breaking into my neighbor's house, stealing Sarah Mitchell's groceries." Marcus stopped, keys in hand. "Did you just say I'm stealing my own groceries?" Lorraine growled, covering the phone. "We both know those aren't yours." Then back to the dispatcher. "He's a tall black man in a suit. Very threatening. Hurry." The absurdity was almost laughable, but the danger was real. Marcus set the bags down and pulled out his phone, hitting record. If this went south, evidence would be his lifeline. Lorraine, triumphant, announced, "The police are coming. They told me to watch you." Marcus kept his camera rolling. "That's okay. I'll go get the rest of my grocery, the ones I allegedly stole." Lorraine screamed, "Don't touch Sarah's things." Her dog gave furiously, as if in agreement. A silver Tesla came into the driveway across the street, and a middle-aged couple, Thomas and Ellen Harper, got out, eyeing the scene. "Everything all right, Marcus?" Thomas called, his golf clothes clashing with the tension Marcus let out, relieved. The Harpers had greeted him with a bottle of Merlot when he relocated. "Not really," Marcus responded. "She believes I'm breaking into my own residence." Ellen frowned, coming up with Thomas. "Lorraine, what's going on?" she inquired, her tone suggesting previous encounters. "Protecting our neighborhood?" Lorraine snapped. "He's breaking into Sarah Mitchell's residence." Ellen swapped a look with Thomas. "Sarah Mitchell resides on Cedar Avenue, not Maplewood. She relocated to a condo during the last year." Lorraine pointed a finger at Marcus's home. "No, Sarah Mitchell, who resides here." Thomas sighed, as though telling a child Marcus has been here for months. "Lorraine, you were present at the Labor Day barbecue when he arrived. At that time, Lorraine's dog wriggled free, running to the porch and knocking over a grocery bag. A pack of ribeyes fell out, and Lorraine crowed, 'See, those are Sarah's favorite steaks. This proves it.'" Marcus could not help but laugh, which only enraged her. "You think this is funny, stealing from hard-working people?" "What's funny?" Marcus replied. "Phone steady." Is you seeing a black man in a suit with a nice car and determining he can't live here, so you created Sarah Mitchell to rationalize. Your suspicions? Lorraine gasped, grasping her chest. How do you accuse me of being racist? I have black friends. The cliché almost elicited another laugh, but sirens pierced the air, knotting Marcus's stomach. Regardless of how correct he was, police interactions posed. Risks, Thomas, can you hang around? Marcus asked silently. Thomas nodded. We're not leaving anywhere. Two officers stepped out of the cruiser. Officer James Carter, a grizzled black man with a tired look, and Officer Ryan Brooks, a young white rookie. Lorraine hurried them, gesturing toward Marcus. That's him. He's breaking in. Officer Carter's glance darted to Marcus, evaluating evening people. We had a break-in call before Marcus could say anything. Lorraine fired off in, he's shoplifting Sarah Mitchell's groceries and attempting to break into her home. Carter turned to Marcus. Sir, may I see some ID? Marcus slowly moved out of his pocket, handing over his license, which had 37 Maplewood Lane. I'm Marcus Hayes. That is my home. I was carrying in groceries from Greenleaf Market when she accused me of shoplifting. I have the receipt, house keys, and mortgage papers inside. Carter examined the license, then the receipt. Marcus showed Lorraine trembled with rage. He's lying. Sarah would not sell to a stranger. Carter's eyebrow went up. To what, ma'am? To someone she doesn't know. Lorraine faltered, but the dodge was obvious. The Harpers moved forward. Officers, we live across the street. Thomas said, Marcus has been here nearly a year. There's no Sarah Mitchell on this street. Ellen added, Lorraine's mistaken Lorraine world. You're all in on it, conspiring against me. Neighbors now sprinkled their lawns, some filming, others laughing. Mrs. Alvarez from 2 doors down recorded openly while the Carter teens snickered. Carter sighed. Sir, can we confirm your residency inside? Marcus nodded, pointing Carter to the door. As his key slid smoothly, Lorraine's face contorted her conviction, melting. Inside Marcus's chic living room, gray and navy furnishings, a grand piano, family portraits, validated his tale. Nice place, Carter observed. You play since I was a kid, Marcus answered, reaching for mortgage statements and utility bills. Back outside, Lorraine's outcry became frantic, but Officer Brooks was soothing her. The crowd had swelled, and a teen, Liam Carter, was scooping up Marcus's dropped groceries. Carter spoke to Lorraine. Ma'am, there's been a misunderstanding. Mr. Hayes resides here. Lorraine stuttered. Sarah never informed me. She sold. Ellen interrupted. The Thompsons occupied this place prior to Marcus, and prior to them, the Wilsons, no Sarah, Mitchell, Lorraine. For an instant, pity flashed in Marcus's heart, but Lorraine's behavior required accountability. Officers, I'd like to make a report for harassment and a false police call, he said. Lorraine's eyes protruded. How? Dare you? I'm the victim. Carter nodded. Let's get residency established first, then talk about reports. But Marcus had a different idea. Officers. Rather than charges, I suggest an alternative. He was confronted. Lorraine. You created a perilous situation to atone. A public apology, now a $5,000 contribution to the Elm Street Youth Center, resignation from any neighborhood positions. An enrollment in the city's diversity workshops. The neighbors whispered approval. Lorraine cornered, balked. 1500, that's extortion. It's short of legal fees, Marcus countered, and tax deductible. After tense deliberation, Lorraine relented her apology, grudging but public. I'm sorry for calling the police without cause, for assuming you didn't live here, for making assumptions. It wasn't perfect, but Marcus accepted it. The officers recorded the agreement, and Lorraine slunk home, her dog trailing. The neighborhood, however, buzzed with energy. The Harpers invited Marcus to a barbecue, and soon a full-blown block party erupted. Neighbors brought dishes, shared stories, and bonded, turning an ugly incident into a celebration of community. 3 weeks later, Marcus found out Lorraine had written a bombshell on a blog, Community Sentinels. Using the pseudonym Vigilant, 42. She'd been a busybody, prolific, but now she'd written a scathing apology about her racial bias in this Sarah Mitchell debacle. The post went viral, raising $25,000 for the youth center and fueling debates nationwide. At an HOA meeting, the neighborhood welcomed the publicity releasing a statement on inclusivity. Marcus proposed sharing their story to point out constructive solutions, earning nods from everyone. 2 months later, Lorraine showed up at Marcus's doorstep. Her visit gentler, her attitude transformed. She presented him with a deed. She and her soon-to-be ex-husband had contributed a lot to the youth center. The workshops transformed me, she confessed. I'm divorcing Gerald, relocating to Seattle. Thank you for opting for change over punishment. Her apology, addressing him as Marcus, was raw and unbridled. I apologize for putting you in harm's way. Marcus accepted, wishing her good luck. That night, drinking whiskey with Thomas Harper. Marcus thought Lorraine's efforts to ostracize him had fixed his position in Crestview Heights. Her bias had unwound her life divorce, social isolation, whereas Marcus discovered community purpose and a voice in a national dialogue. To Groceries he drank, smiling at irony. The sunset glowed, a suitable conclusion to a tale in which justice, rather than revenge, held sway, leaving Marcus precisely where he belonged.